Walk into any Lexus dealership for a simple oil change, and you might walk out having spent $800 on services you don't need. Sound familiar? It should, because dealership upselling has reached epidemic levels, and Lexus owners are prime targets. I've been an independent Lexus specialist for 18 years, and I see the aftermath of these schemes every single day. Customers come to me confused, angry, and financially drained after dealership visits that were supposed to be routine maintenance. Here's what's happening. Dealerships are under massive pressure to increase service revenue. New car sales aren't what they used to be, so service departments have become profit centers. And luxury car owners, we're seen as walking ATMs. Today, I'm exposing the 10 most common Lexus dealership scams that are costing owners thousands of unnecessary dollars. Some of these are borderline criminal, others are just aggressive upselling, but all of them are designed to separate you from your money. Keep watching, because knowing these tactics could save you from losing $3,000 on your next service visit. Scam number 1, the safety inspection. Scare. You bring your Lexus in for an oil change. 30 minutes later, the service advisor calls with urgent safety concerns. Your brake fluid is contaminated. Your cabin air filter is completely clogged. Your transmission fluid is burnt and needs immediate replacement. Here's the truth. Most of these urgent issues are either normal wear or completely fabricated. I've had customers bring me contaminated brake fluid that was perfectly fine. I've seen clogged cabin air filters that had months of life left. I've tested burnt transmission fluid that met all manufacturer specifications. The scam works because they show you scary-looking photos or dirty components. But here's what they don't tell you. Some discoloration is normal, some debris is expected, some wear is acceptable. Here's how to protect yourself. Always ask for specific measurement standards. If your brake fluid is contaminated, ask what the moisture content reading is. Brake fluid should be replaced at 3 to 4% moisture content, not because it looks slightly dark. Request to see the actual components. Don't accept photos, especially close-ups that make normal wear look catastrophic. Get a second opinion before authorizing expensive repairs. Any urgent repair that can wait 24 hours for a second opinion probably isn't that urgent. Ask for the old parts. Legitimate repairs generate old parts. If they can't show you what they replaced, be suspicious. Scam number 2. The transmission flush trap. This one's particularly insidious because it can actually damage your Lexus. You're told your transmission fluid is dirty and needs a complete flush. The service costs $300 to $400, and they promise it will make your transmission shift like new. Here's the problem. High-mileage transmissions should never be power flushed. Your transmission contains clutches that wear over time, creating metal particles in the fluid. Counterintuitively, some of these particles actually help worn clutches grip properly. When you power flush the system, you remove all the fluid, including the particles that are helping your transmission function. The result? Slipping, harsh shifts, or complete transmission failure within weeks. I've seen this destroy perfectly functioning transmissions in LS460s and GS models. The owners thought they were being proactive with maintenance, but they actually killed their transmission. The safe approach? Simple drain and fill every 60,000 miles. This removes about 40% of the old fluid while leaving enough to maintain proper clutch function. If a dealership insists on a flush for a transmission with over 100,000 miles, walk away. Scam number 3. The premium fluid. Upsell. Your Lexus needs an oil change. Simple, right? Not according to the service advisor, who explains that your sophisticated engine requires premium synthetic oil that costs $12 per quart instead of the basic oil at $8 per quart. This is pure markup manipulation. Quality synthetic oils from Mobil 1, Castrol, or Valvoline provide identical protection to dealer-branded oils. The only difference is the label and the price. I've analyzed dealer premium oils and found them to be standard synthetic blends with fancy packaging. You're paying extra for marketing, not performance. Here's the truth about oil. Your Lexus manual specifies viscosity and performance standards, not brands. Any oil meeting ILSA CGF6A standards will protect your engine perfectly. Dealer oil change prices should never exceed $100 for standard synthetic oil. If they're quoting $150 to $200, you're being overcharged. You can often buy the exact same oil at auto parts stores for half the dealer price. Bring your own oil if the dealership allows it. This eliminates their markup entirely. Scam number 4. The carbon cleaning con. Modern Lexus engines with direct injection can develop carbon buildup on intake valves over time. This is a real issue that eventually needs addressing, but dealerships have turned it into a gold mine. They'll tell you that your engine definitely has carbon buildup and needs immediate cleaning at $800 to $1,200. They might even show you photos of severely carboned valves from other engines. Here's what they don't tell you. Not all carbon buildup requires immediate attention. Slight buildup is normal and doesn't affect performance. Many carbon cleaning services are just expensive fuel additives run through the intake. True carbon removal requires physical cleaning or walnut shell blasting. Carbon buildup symptoms are specific: rough idle, misfires, reduced power. If your Lexus runs fine, you probably don't need expensive cleaning. Before authorizing carbon cleaning, ask for a bore scope inspection to actually see your valve. Don't accept generic photos or assumptions. Request specific symptoms that indicate cleaning is needed. If they can't point to performance issues, you probably don't need the service. Get quotes from independent shops. True carbon cleaning shouldn't cost more than $500 to $600. Scam number 5. The cooling system. Flush and fill. Your Lexus is due for coolant service. The dealer quotes $350 for a complete cooling system flush and fill. Sounds reasonable until you realize they're charging premium prices for basic service. A proper coolant service involves draining the old coolant, flushing with clean water to remove deposits, and refilling with fresh coolant. This should cost $120 to $180 including labor, but dealerships inflate prices by using premium coolant that costs twice as much as equivalent products, charging diagnostic time to test the cooling system before service, adding unnecessary services like thermostat replacement or radiator cleaning, including environmental disposal fees that should be included in labor rates. Here's how to get fair cooling system service. Specify you only want drain and fill, not additional services. Ask for an itemized quote showing parts, labor, and fluid costs separately. Verify they're using genuine Lexus coolant or equivalent, not overpriced dealer exclusives. Refuse add-on services unless you requested them specifically. Scam number 6. The brake job bait and switch. You're told your brake pads are worn and need replacement. The initial quote seems reasonable at $300 to $400, but when you pick up your car, the bill is $800 to $1,200. What happened? The classic brake job bait and switch. They start the work and discover that your rotors are warped and need replacement. Your brake fluid is contaminated and needs flushing. Your calipers are sticking and need rebuilding. Suddenly, a simple pad replacement becomes a complete brake overhaul. Here's the truth about brake service. Rotors rarely need replacement with every pad change. Modern rotors can be resurfaced 2 to 3 times before replacement. Brake fluid doesn't become contaminated overnight. If it was fine at your last service, it's probably still fine now. Calipers that were working fine yesterday don't suddenly need rebuilding today. Protect yourself by getting a written estimate before work begins. Any additional work requires your approval. Asking to see the damaged components. Legitimate wear is obvious, fabricated problems aren't. Questioning any repair that more than doubles the original estimate. Getting a second opinion on expensive brake work. Scam number 7. The scheduled maintenance package. Your Lexus hits 60,000 miles, and the dealer presents you with a comprehensive maintenance package costing $1,500 to $2,500. They call it factory recommended service and imply your warranty depends on it. This is fear-based selling at its worst. While your Lexus does need specific services at certain intervals, dealer packages are typically loaded with unnecessary items, services scheduled for higher mileages, moved up to increase costs, inspections that involve looking at components but not actually servicing them, fluid changes for systems that don't require service at that interval, premium products that cost twice as much as equivalent alternatives. Always compare the dealer package to your owner's manual maintenance schedule. You'll find significant differences. Instead of package deals, request only the services specifically listed in your manual for that mileage. Get individual quotes for each service to identify overpriced items. Consider having major services done at independent shops that specialize in Lexus. Verify that warranty requirements don't mandate dealer service. They usually don't. Scam number 8, the extended warranty pressure sale. You're picking up your Lexus after service when the finance manager approaches with an exclusive opportunity. For just $150 per month, you can extend your warranty and protect your investment against expensive repairs. These extended warranties are rarely worth the cost, especially for reliable vehicles like Lexus. Here's why. Extended warranties exclude many common failure items like wear parts, electronics, and previous damage. They're heavily marked up, sometimes by 300 to 500% over actual value. Claims are often denied on technicalities, leaving you paying for repairs anyway. Independent repair shops may not accept warranty claims, limiting your service option. Before considering extended warranty, calculate the total cost over the warranty period. Often, you could save that money and self-insure. Read the exclusions carefully. Most expensive repairs aren't covered anyway. Consider your Lexus model's reliability record. Most Lexus vehicles are extremely reliable and unlikely to need major repair. Research the warranty company's reputation for paying claims. Scam number 9, the computer diagnostic fee. Your check engine light is on, so you take your Lexus to the dealer for diagnosis. They charge you $150 to $200 for computer diagnostic time, then tell you the repair will cost additional money. This is a particularly frustrating scam because diagnostic work is often inflated beyond reasonable cost. Modern diagnostic equipment can identify most problems in 15 to 30 minutes. Charging 2 to 3 hours of labor for basic code reading is excessive. Many auto parts stores will read codes for free, and you can buy your own OBD scanner for $30 to $50. The real diagnostic skill comes in interpreting code and identifying root causes, but many dealers simply follow flowcharts from the manufacturer. Protect yourself by asking for specific time estimates for diagnostic work. Simple code reading shouldn't take more than 30 minutes. Getting codes read at parts stores before going to the dealer. This gives you baseline information. Questioning diagnostic fees that exceed $100 unless complex testing is involved. Asking what specific tests will be performed to justify the diagnostic time. Scam number 10, the parts markup scheme. Your Lexus needs a new alternator. The dealer quotes $800 for the part plus $200 labor. You check online and find the same part for $300. Welcome to dealership parts markup, where 200 to 300% markups are standard. Dealers justify these prices by claiming they use genuine parts, but often they're selling the same components available elsewhere at inflated prices. Even worse, some dealers install aftermarket parts while charging genuine part prices. Here's how to avoid parts markup. Research part prices online before authorizing repairs. Sites like Rock Auto, Amazon, or even the manufacturer's parts department often have better prices. Ask if you can supply your own parts. Some dealers allow this, eliminating their markup. Get quotes from independent shops that typically have lower parts markups. Verify that expensive genuine parts are actually OEM and not reboxed aftermarket components. How to protect yourself. Dealing with dealership scams requires preparation and knowledge. Always get written estimates before authorizing work. Verbal quotes can change without notice. Research common service costs online. Sites like RepairPal give average costs for specific repairs in your area. Don't authorize work under pressure. Legitimate repairs can usually wait for you to get a second opinion. Ask questions. Honest technicians will explain problems clearly and show you evidence of issues. Keep detailed maintenance records. This prevents dealers from claiming you need services you've already had. Trust your instincts. If something feels wrong or too expensive, get a second opinion. Consider independent Lexus specialists for major work. They often provide better service at lower costs. Remember, your relationship with a dealership should be mutually beneficial. If you feel like you're being taken advantage of, find a different service provider. Your Lexus is a premium vehicle that deserves proper care, but that doesn't mean you should pay premium prices for basic services. Stay informed, ask questions, and don't let high-pressure tactics separate you from your hard-earned money. If you found these tips helpful, be sure to watch this next video as we're sharing insider tips to help you cut repair costs and keep your car running like new.